Hello Dub Nation, it's always a thrill to connect with you, especially as we're about to reveal the latest news that could shape the fate of our beloved Golden State Warriors. But before we dive into this whirlwind of information, let me make a friendly request. Show us some love by clicking the like button to strengthen our bond, and hey, if you are not subscribed yet, join our channel for a thrilling and emotional journey. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay ahead of the game.
Draymond Green shares free agency vision for Warriors' future with Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. Draymond Green believes the Golden State Warriors already have the core ingredients for a championship run, and now it's all about building around them the right way. Last season was a roller coaster for the Warriors. The first half? Disappointing. The team looked lost and out of sync, with their playoff hopes slipping away. But just before the trade deadline, everything changed. Golden State made a bold move, acquiring Jimmy Butler. That trade turned out to be the spark the team desperately needed. With Butler on board, the Warriors found new life, pushing into the playoffs via the play-in tournament, and even knocking out the second-seeded Houston Rockets. Although they were eventually eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games, the turnaround was impressive, especially for a roster that many felt wasn't ready to compete. Now, with the offseason in full swing, the focus shifts to building a team around 2 elite competitors, Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. And Draymond Green is confident that's a foundation any contender would envy. "We've got a championship core," Draymond Green on the Warriors' off-season strategy. Speaking on his podcast, Green laid out what he sees as the Warriors' blueprint this summer. He emphasized that the hardest part is already done. They brought in Jimmy Butler, a proven leader and fierce competitor who complements Curry perfectly. "We've already made the big move. We got Jimmy, and that was the most important piece," Green said. "Now it's about building around that. We know how Jimmy fits. We know what he brings. That gives us a real chance." Green stressed the importance of understanding how Butler plays and adjusting the team style accordingly. "It's about being intentional, evaluating what's working, identifying where they can improve, and taking smart steps forward. Free agency isn't easy. You're trying to pitch your vision, make the right offers. But you don't always know what will resonate. For some guys, it's about money. For others, it's about fit, role, or culture. But I think we're in a great place right now to build something real." Kevin Looney out, eyes on Al Horford as possible upgrade. On the first day of free agency, the Warriors said goodbye to longtime big man Kevin Looney, who signed with the New Orleans Pelicans. While his departure leaves a gap, the front office doesn't seem rattled. Reports suggest Golden State is now targeting veteran big man Al Horford, a potential upgrade, especially given the team's need for rim protection and floor spacing. At 39, Horford may be in the twilight of his career, but he's proven he can still make a meaningful impact, particularly off the bench. For a team light on defensive anchors in the paint, Horford could be exactly the kind of savvy, reliable presence they need to balance out their high-powered perimeter play. Warriors' off-season moves signal a new direction and heightened expectations. The decision to pursue Al Horford reflects a clear shift in Golden State's strategy. Rather than chasing flashier names or overhauling the roster, the front office appears focused on experience, leadership, and complementary skill sets, pieces that enhance the Curry-Butler-Green trio without disrupting team chemistry. Horford's ability to stretch the floor and defend at a high level, even at 39, fits perfectly with Steve Kerr's system. His playoff experience and high basketball IQ also bring much-needed stability to a locker room that's seen plenty of turnover in recent years. Insiders close to the organization have suggested that Horford is intrigued by the opportunity to play alongside 2 of the fiercest competitors in the league, and potentially compete for another ring before retirement. League-wide reactions. Warriors back in contender conversations. The NBA community has taken notice. Pundits and analysts who wrote off the Warriors last season are beginning to reconsider. ESPN's Brian Windhorst called the Butler acquisition a seismic shift, while The Athletic noted that pairing Butler with Curry gives Golden State arguably the most competitive backcourt duo in the league. Draymond Green, ever the emotional barometer of the team, echoed that optimism. "People forget how close we've always been to breaking through. You give Steph another guy who lives for the big moments, a dog like Jimmy, and now it's real. This isn't just about getting to the playoffs. It's about winning the whole thing." And it's not just the media buzzing. Several players around the league, including Damian Lillard and Bam Adebayo, reportedly reached out to Butler to congratulate him on the move and express excitement over the Warriors' potential resurgence. Next steps: depth, development, and defining roles. With the top of the roster taking shape, the Warriors are expected to focus next on building out the bench. There are ongoing discussions with several veteran free agents, including sharpshooter Doug McDermott and defensive specialist Torrey Craig, both of whom could bring valuable depth to a rotation that was stretched thin last season. Golden State is also keeping a close eye on internal development. Young players like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski are expected to take on larger roles, especially if the team can create a strong developmental balance alongside veterans like Curry, Butler, and potentially Horford. Sources inside the organization have emphasized that the goal is sustainability. They're not just building a team for 2025, they're laying the groundwork for a second championship window that could stretch several years, as long as Curry remains at the height of his powers. A new era, same Warriors DNA. While the faces may be changing, the Warriors' identity remains intact: smart basketball, relentless defense, and elite shot-making. But now there's an edge, a fire that comes from adding someone like Butler, who never takes a possession off and brings playoff-level intensity every night. The question no longer seems to be whether Golden State will make the playoffs. It's how far they can go once they get there. As Draymond Green put it best, "We're not rebuilding. We're reloading. And we're coming." Warriors target veteran big man Al Horford as ideal fit to replace Kevin Looney. The Golden State Warriors may be one step closer to finding the perfect replacement for longtime center Kevin Looney, and their sights are set on someone with championship pedigree and veteran leadership, Al Horford. Looney, a respected locker room presence and key part of Golden State's recent title runs, has officially signed with the New Orleans Pelicans, where he'll reunite with former Warriors teammate Jordan Poole. While his departure leaves a gap in the roster, the Warriors are already moving with urgency to fill it. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, Golden State is now the frontrunner to land Horford, who just helped lead the Boston Celtics to an NBA title in 2024. It looks like Al Horford is very likely to sign with another team, and right now that team appears to be the Warriors, Windhorst said on the Hoop Collective podcast. The Celtics are reportedly preparing for life without Horford, having already brought in big man Luka Garza from Milwaukee in free agency. A short window, a big opportunity. At 39, Horford isn't looking to be part of a rebuilding project. What he wants now is clear: to compete for another championship while he still has gas in the tank. Joining Golden State, a team still very much in win-now mode with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and new addition Jimmy Butler, offers a perfect match for his goals. Horford is not just any veteran. He brings a rare combination of playoff experience, high basketball IQ, and a selfless style of play that fits seamlessly into the Warriors system. He's the kind of player who doesn't demand the spotlight but consistently makes winning plays. Steve Kerr's long-standing admiration for Horford. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr has long admired Horford's game. Back in 2019, in an interview with the Boston Globe, Kerr described Horford as the perfect modern center. He can protect the rim. He can handle the ball and make plays from the three-point line. He can put the ball on the floor. He's a terrific passer. That means you have to guard the entire court, Kerr said at the time. That versatility is exactly what Golden State needs, especially after losing a player like Looney, who provided steady defense and smart positioning. Horford can offer that, plus the ability to stretch the floor and lead by example. Still making an impact. Despite his age, Horford remains a high-impact player. Just last season, he averaged nearly 28 minutes per game over 60 regular season appearances and played a key role in Boston's postseason run. His presence on both ends of the floor, especially his ability to anchor a defense and hit timely threes, would be a major boost for the Warriors. The move would also send a clear message to the rest of the league: Golden State isn't fading quietly. They're retooling, not rebuilding, and bringing in someone like Horford only sharpens their edge. As the Warriors continue reshaping their roster around their veteran stars, this potential signing feels less like a patch and more like a perfect piece to a championship puzzle. Horford's signing could reshape the Warriors' frontcourt identity. If the Warriors finalize the deal with Al Horford, it wouldn't just be a short-term solution. It could redefine how Golden State approaches its frontcourt rotation going forward. With Horford's ability to stretch the floor and initiate offense from the top of the key, Steve Kerr would have even more flexibility in designing lineups that suit today's faster, more perimeter-driven game. Pairing Horford with Draymond Green could give the Warriors one of the most cerebral and defensively disciplined frontcourts in the league. Both players are elite communicators, high IQ defenders, and unselfish passers, And together, they could provide the kind of veteran leadership that elevates the entire locker room. The addition would also take pressure off younger players like Jonathan Kuminga and Tracy Jackson-Davis, allowing them to grow within a more stable, experienced system. Horford's mentorship could be instrumental in helping them take the next step in their development. Warriors front office showing renewed urgency. After an up-and-down 2024 season that ended in a second-round playoff exit, the Warriors front office seems more focused than ever on maximizing what could be the final years of Stephen Curry's prime. The aggressive push to land Jimmy Butler and now Horford signals a clear shift. Golden State is not content with just being competitive. They want to win now. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. has reportedly been exploring multiple scenarios to bolster the roster, including potential trades involving future draft picks or role players in exchange for more reliable bench scoring. According to league sources, the Warriors are also in talks with free agent forward Torrey Craig and have shown interest in veteran shooter Davis Bertans to round out their depth. League reactions. Classic Warriors move. The NBA world is watching closely. Several analysts have described the Horford pursuit as a classic Warriors move, smart, strategic, and focused on basketball IQ over flash. Golden State has always valued fit over hype, and this would be another example, said NBA analyst Zach Lowe. Horford may not fill highlight reels, but he fills winning columns, and that's what the Warriors care about right now. Players around the league are reacting too. Steph Curry has reportedly been involved in conversations behind the scenes, helping to recruit Horford and offering reassurance about the team's vision moving forward. Meanwhile, Draymond Green, on his podcast The Draymond Green Show, hinted that the team was closer than people think to being back in serious title contention, especially with Jimmy Butler's fire and leadership now in the mix. A new chapter, but the same championship standard. With free agency still unfolding, the Warriors aren't done yet. But one thing is clear, they are determined to write one more championship chapter with their veteran core. Adding Al Horford wouldn't just be about replacing Kevin Looney, it would be about making a statement. That the Warriors, despite the ups and downs, still believe in their culture, their stars, and their ability to win it all. And with Stephen Curry still leading the charge, anything remains possible. Report, Warriors optimistic about re-signing Jonathan Kuminga. The market for restricted free agents is unusually quiet this offseason, and that might just work in Golden State's favor. According to Mark J. Spears of Anscape, there's growing optimism within the Warriors organization that Jonathan Kuminga will re-sign with the team. There seems to be some optimism on the Warriors side that Kuminga will be back, Spears shared. He's set to become a restricted free agent, but this market just isn't working in his favor. One NBA general manager even told me, what has he really proven that justifies what his agent is asking for? Unless another team steps up with an offer sheet, Kuminga may end up accepting the Warriors' $7.9 million qualifying offer, a move that would keep him in Golden State for one more year and allow him to hit unrestricted free agency in 2026, where he'd have full control over his future. Still, a potential return isn't without complications. The Warriors are in win-now mode, trying to make the most of the remaining prime years of Steph Curry, along with veteran leaders like Draymond Green and possibly Jimmy Butler. They need players who fit seamlessly into their system, offensively, defensively, and culturally. While Kuminga's raw athletic talent is undeniable, his fit alongside the Warriors' core has been inconsistent over 4 seasons. His goals don't always seem to align with the team's. He's looking for a bigger role, more freedom, and a clearer development path. If those tensions persist, another season together could feel more like a compromise than a solution, with unclear priorities and strained relationships between player and staff. That said, both sides still have plenty to gain. For Kuminga, another year in Golden State could be a platform to prove his value on a big stage. For the Warriors, it's one last chance to unlock the potential of a player they once believed could be a key part of their future. Report, Warriors optimistic about re-signing Jonathan Kuminga. The market for restricted free agents has been unusually quiet this offseason, and that could play in Golden State's favor. According to NBA insider Mark J. Spears, there's a growing sense of optimism within the Warriors organization that Jonathan Kuminga will re-sign with the team. There's optimism on the Warriors side that Kuminga will be back, Spears reported. He'll be a restricted free agent, but the market isn't favorable for him right now. One general manager even questioned what Kuminga has proven to justify a big payday. Unless another team makes a formal offer, Kuminga could accept Golden State's $7.9 million qualifying offer, keeping him with the team for one more season before he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2026, giving him more control over his next move. Still, the potential return is layered with complexity. The Warriors are focused on maximizing the final prime years of Stephen Curry, while trying to remain competitive around aging stars like Draymond Green. To do that, they need players who fit within the system, not just athletically, but in terms of mindset and consistency. Kuminga's raw talent is undeniable, but his fit with the core has remained inconsistent over his 4 years with the team. Recent reports suggest the Warriors are willing to re-sign Kuminga, but not at any cost. The front office is believed to have placed a rough cap on how far they're willing to go financially, potentially around $30 million per year. They're mindful of their long-term salary structure and their need to stay flexible in building a competitive roster. Kuminga, for his part, has made it clear he wants a larger role, ideally as one of the focal points of a team's offense. In interviews, he's expressed frustration with his fluctuating minutes and unclear role, particularly during high-stakes games. Late-season stretches where he performed strongly in Curry's absence have added fuel to his case for more responsibility. Around the league, several teams have been monitoring his situation. The Miami Heat are reportedly interested in adding a dynamic wing with Kuminga's profile. Other teams, like the Bulls and Nets, have also shown interest in the past. Whether any of them will be willing to offer him a deal large enough to pry him away remains to be seen. If Kuminga signs an offer sheet elsewhere, the Warriors will face a decision: match the offer to keep him, or explore a potential sign-and trade to get assets in return. Either route could complicate their cap situation depending on timing and structure, especially if they're looking to make other roster moves this summer. In summary, for the Warriors, keeping Kuminga preserves their investment in a young athletic forward who still has room to grow, but only if the price and fit are right. For Kuminga, the question is whether another year in Golden State gives him the platform he needs to take the next step, or if a fresh start is the better path. For other teams, this could be a rare opportunity to acquire a high-upside talent at a manageable cost, assuming they believe they can help him unlock his potential. With free agency already underway, a decision could come soon. Both Kuminga and the Warriors have big questions to answer, and not much time to answer them.